Just like that, it's sunny today again, although they are predicting it's going to rain for the next couple of days in the week, I guess you could say. We'll see. Of course, during these times here, there's still all those restrictions in terms of gatherings and all that, although according to this, we might be going back to normal, I guess, slowly anyways. This one says, reopening BC, travel ban extended, indoor dining allowed under first step of 4-part plan. So it says here starting today, maximum of 5 visitors or 1 household allowed for 1 indoor personal gatherings, maximum of 10 people for outdoor gatherings, and seated indoor organized gatherings with safety protocols, and 50 people for seated outdoor organized gatherings with safety protocols. So trying to relax it a bit, I guess one of the biggest one would be the indoor dining, allowing that stuff again. And then as time goes on, they're going to relax it a bit more. So it's good to see, I guess, going a step forward. It just makes me think, because now there's so much more data, you can compare it to other places around the world. Is this the best way to do it? There's some places, to my knowledge, where it's pretty much, it's back to normal. And from what I read too, there was actually some places that made laws where it's illegal to mandate that you must have things like a mask indoors. Stuff like that is like the complete opposite. So with more data and stuff, are people actually researching other places as well to see what's the most effective way to handle it? A lot of other crazy news I read today too. I guess the first one dealt with this one. Imagine, I guess, blowing up a drone factory just because you assume they are the ones supplying people with various materials that are causing things like battles, conflicts, etc., etc. This one says, blasted Iranian complex housing drone factory injures 9. Iran has provided no information about the cause of explosion in Isfahan that injured at least 9 workers. A complex that houses a factory that makes Iranian drones has suffered a major explosion days after Israel had claimed that Iran was providing drones to Hamas in Gaza. The blast of the weekend injured at least 9 workers at the petrochemical factory in Isfahan. The Iran Aircraft Manufacturing Industrial Company, which produces a variety of aircraft and drones for Iranian and pro-Iranian forces, is located in the complex owned by Sepahan Nargostar Chemical Industries. So I guess the conflict and stuff continues in many ways. Apparently there was some places that were blown up too in continuation, I guess possibly in relations to this as well, as it just came a few days after. When will it ever end, huh? But in terms of things like conflict, I think this was the craziest news of all that I read. Apparently there was a story recently of an airline that had basically passengers on a plane, and there was a report that there was apparently a bomb there. That's what it was suggested, so they were telling them to land. And I guess the area, they sent like a fighter jet or something like that to accompany the aircraft. And at the end of the day, there was no bomb, but they arrested a journalist apparently. And that was a suspicion that they did this on purpose, like a fake bomb threat, just so they can arrest a journalist that was on the plane. So because of that, it seems like everywhere, including here in Canada, they're saying they're going to potentially do something about it, maybe sanctions or something like that. This one says, Trudeau considering further sanctions on Belarus as regime announces Ottawa embassy closure. Belarusian opposition leader sentenced to 7 years in jail. And even more places. This one says, European Union agrees to sanction Belarus after plane diversion. The European Union agreed Monday to impose sanctions against Belarus, including banning its airlines from using the airspace and airports of the 27-nation bloc. The decision comes amid fury over the nation's forced diversion of a passenger jet to arrest an opposition journalist. In what EU leaders have called a brazen hijacking of the Ryanair jetliner flying from Greece to Lithuania on Sunday, they also demanded the immediate release of the journalist, Roman Pratsevich, a key foe of the authoritarian Belarusian president Alexander Lukashenko. That's scary as heck, isn't it? Who condones that? Imagine that. Getting an actual jet to accompany them down, pretending there's a bomb, just to arrest, again, I guess like a journalist. I don't know the whole story, like what's it about, but still, that's insane. I know nowadays information is a key component to a lot of stuff. It makes me wonder, like here, if you're on the side of saying this is perfectly great and all that, how do you twist a story in terms of a narrative to say this was a fantastic thing? Are you going to say like this journalist was a terrorist or something like that? Again, I don't know the whole situation, but that's still crazy to lie, essentially, if that's the case, that there was a bomb when there wasn't, just to arrest, I guess, this person. Alright, let's level up in this thing. Alright, see you guys later.